Remember all of the blowback, the wokes on Twitter losing their ever-loving minds because Caitlin Clark was getting a signature shoe from Nike. A'ja Wilson did not have one. By God, she needed one. It was racial. The mainstream media went on full assault over the fact that A'ja Wilson was being done like that while the white girl was succeeding.
Finally, the truth has surfaced, and A.A. Wilson has been found to have supported a violent attack on Caitlin Clark for several months. Wilson and her allies propagated a myth that claimed Clark was unfairly granted opportunities that Wilson was not.
The backlash on A'ja Wilson right now went nuclear. In a matter of 1 hour, she's getting crushed. She knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlin Clark take all kinds of hate from WNBA fans that did not want to see Caitlin Clark come in and do what she did, which was dominate the league.
Oh, we need to release A'ja's shoe first. So no, it's not Caitlin's fault that you haven't done anything for A'ja.
A'ja actually lost fans over this.
The story became a full-fledged racial controversy as the media seized upon it, and Clark was made the scapegoat for something she had nothing to do with.
And all these fans have been mad, and all the while A'ja Wilson sat back and was just plenty happy to play the victim. She could have come out and made some kind of a statement that would have called off the dog. Nah, she didn't do it.
However, the startling truth has now surfaced. Wilson sat back in silence and let the hatred to grow while Clark was being assaulted, slandered, and accused. Wilson knew all along that she had a Nike shoe deal in the works for 2 years.
Why did you sign her, Nike? They're not marketing her correctly on purpose. Why? Because they're scared of the original WNBA fans, which are a bunch of damn activists.
We have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoe.
However, why did Wilson permit this to occur? Why did she let Caitlin Clark play the victim and take the fall? Now that the reality has humbled her, is there any hope for her to turn around? Let's dissect everything.
A'ja Wilson never came out and was like, hey, let's calm this drama. There's no reason for this. Let's tamper this down. Not everybody has a full story. Yada, yada. I don't remember any of that, which tells me she more than happy playing the victim.
From the moment Caitlin Clark signed her Nike shoe contract, there was an immediate and severe backlash. Rather than commemorating a historic moment for the WNBA, the media and some players, like A.A. Wilson, turned the story into a racial dispute by claiming that Nike had disregarded Wilson by choosing Clark over a black athlete.
A'ja Wilson is getting right now nuclear backlash over the reveal of her Nike signature shoe from earlier today, and her coming out and admitting she's known about this signature shoe for almost 2 years.
This was more than simply an internet argument. It became into a full-fledged campaign of smear tactics against Clark. WNBA fans and woke journalists assailed her nonstop, asking if she truly earned the deal.
What about all of the A'ja Wilson Nike outrage last year that subjected not only Caitlin Clark, but her fans to all kinds of racial hate?
Let's be clear that Clark had nothing to do with Wilson's predicament, despite the fact that social media was ablaze with indignation, with many people calling for boycotts of Nike and using his name as a punching bag for their resentment.
There was an explosion. The mainstream media, woke WNBA fans, they lost their minds. They went nuts. A'ja Wilson was oddly silent.
She won a contract by smashing records, garnering enormous TV ratings, and bringing more exposure to the WNBA than any player before her. But none of that mattered. She didn't take a shoe deal from anyone.
You played the victim, let all that go down, all that backlash, all that hate, and you didn't say a damn word.
Where was A'ja Wilson, who had known for 2 years that Clark had a signature shoe deal, sitting on the sidelines watching it all happen? The false narrative had already been established, and Clark was now the object of wrath that she never deserved. In the works, she had the opportunity to intervene at any time and say, hey, relax, my deal is about to happen. She had the opportunity to stop the racist remarks made about Clark, but she chose to allow them to continue.
A'ja Wilson is getting dragged to hell.
And Clark was left to bear the brunt of the hatred as Wilson refused to correct the record.
Caitlin Clark's popularity is tied to her whiteness. What Nike and Caitlin Clark are known for as of right now is the fact that they have set on Caitlin Clark as what is their most valuable asset.
Supporters turned against her. Wilson chose to shield her own reputation rather than stand up for an innocent player, knowing the truth, while the media painted her as the villain and WNBA players who ought to have stood with her instead piled on.
Great would Asia be if she didn't have that mentality, because she can play. She plays all the time. Nobody watches.
The people who had previously rallied around her, thinking she was a victim, felt totally betrayed when A.A. Wilson finally revealed her Nike shoe agreement. Now that the truth is out, she is the one who is under fire.
I showed it to them, I want to say, literally maybe a day before my jersey retirement.
Okay.
And they were like stunned, like, and then I think my mom was like, yep, of course, I knew it was going to be pink. Like, they all knew they had to do something with pink, but they were just so happy. My dad, I think he was holding back tears. He does this thing with his lips where he was like, he was trying to hold it back. He did that. And it was just a, like, happy moment for the Wilson family, and I was just so appreciative to have them. And they got their pair, so that's when it really kind of seeped in that like they could see it in their size. So you know they love on the shoe. My dad's like, what are the other colorways? I was like, all right, calm down. You're gonna get your pair. They have a black label pair now, so it's definitely big. Because once you let the family know, they're gonna want to know everything, and you can't get them everything. So this was a secret I had to keep from them, but I'm glad they love it.
And then what was it just like with the emotion with Cheryl welcoming you to the family?
Man, it's that moment there, it's indescribable. It's surreal. Like, someone like Cheryl, she's done so much for our league, for me. So to share that moment with her is truly powerful, and I'm glad that I can make her happy. Like, everyone that laid the foundation down for me to be where I am today, like, this is who this shoe's for. So appreciative, and yeah, I'm just happy that now she gets her pair.
Asia Wilson had to keep her Nike signature shoe secret from her parents for almost 2 years. She showed them the A1 the day before the official reveal in their size. She kept it a secret for almost 2 years. While watching all of the backlash Caitlin Clark dealt with, she's more than happy playing the victim because Asia Wilson was black and she had not gotten a signature shoe.
They had been furiously denouncing Nike for months for assaulting Caitlin Clark and promoting a false sense of justice, while Wilson was aware of the reality, but said nothing.
Nike basketball let Caitlin Clark take the fall for Asia not having a Nike deal, letting a rookie deal with all the hate just so they could protect a race baiter. That's bad. I hope Nike stock tanks some more. It's a trash organization.
When people discovered that Wilson had been working on a shoe deal for 2 years, there was an immediate and severe societal backlash. Media fans criticized her for playing the victim on accounts that had previously supported her, with some even claiming they no longer respected her at all.
Asia is nothing but a clown. Mad Clark is better than her at everything. Mad she don't have Clark's motion. Can't wait to see this clown sneaker on the Nike outlet back wall. It is real ugly.
Wilson was receiving more than just criticism. She was being demolished, and some people in the sports community began to doubt her morals.
Then why did she act like she didn't have a shoe in the making and played victim with, quote, delayed, not denied bullshit, and then shaded another athlete who got announced of getting a signature shoe? She needs to be held accountable for her part in those hate crimes.
Why did she allow this dispute to get out of hand? The explanation was obvious. Why would she let Caitlin Clark bear all the responsibility for something that wasn't her fault? Wilson decided to remain silent in order to profit from the false narrative, which kept her name in the media and enabled her to play the victim, while Clark got the blame.
Such a piece of S. She's letting Clark catch all that bullshit heat, crying racism over Clark getting a deal.
However, Wilson is now unable to avoid the repercussions. The WNBA community is beginning to see that Wilson participated in the months-long, unjust attack on Clark.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done. Listen, if people want to portray and paint the narrative that there are racial tensions in the WNBA as a result of Caitlin Clark, I would say that's their own problem. I think Caitlin Clark is doing the right thing, rising above all of the crap that she's had to endure. The amount of fouls committed on Caitlin Clark higher than any other player, flagrant fouls committed on Caitlin Clark higher than any other player. Caitlin Clark was worried about playing the game, and that is why she got Rookie of the Year. She was not worried about the BS.
The same individuals who once praised Wilson are now doubting her moral character. Some followers have even said that they no longer stand by her after learning that she allowed her ego to override the facts, whereas Caitlin Clark's reputation has remained unaffected.
But I love my teammates so much that I will take any hit from them. Good, bad, ugly. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get y'all saying the best player in the world. That's great. It looks great.
I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people say it's not about black and white, but to me, it is. It's really because you can be the top notch at what you do as a black woman, but maybe there's something that people don't want to see. Wilson said to the Associated Press.
One of the more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark are not white. They're actually black male.
She never grumbled, never retaliated, and never participated in the drama despite months of hatred. Instead, she kept her head down, concentrated on her game, and allowed the truth to come to light.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. And, like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
And I think in overall popularity, does her race play a factor? Nominal. Women's basketball has had a cornucopia of talented white and black women's basketball players. Elena Delle Donne is white, is she not? Sue Bird, white, is she not? Asia Wilson's black. Cynthia Cooper, black. Like, you can go back through, and it's actually a lot more. There's gay and there's straight. There's black and there's white. There's tall and there's short.
The world is suddenly recognizing who the true issue was, and it wasn't Clark. A.A. Wilson believed that she could get away with it, but now that the truth is known, she is the one in hot water.
Jealousy and envy and delusion all mixed together. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're delusional. People are watching these games because of Caitlin Clark. Oh boy, if I say what I really think, these black women and these feminist white women are not going to sleep with me. And I may lose my job. They're going to come after my job. We're not in position to say, shut up.
$36 million she drove to Indianapolis just by showing up as a rookie and making history. And so I understand her point of view. She wants to probably let other athletes shine. And she also says, like, it's earned, not given. There are other people that can use that spotlight to compete as well. So I think Caitlin, she moves because she knows people follow her no matter where she goes, and she's very strategic about dictating where her value.
When Nike officially announced her shoe agreement, Wilson believed she had the ideal scenario. She could play the victim, let Caitlin Clark handle the criticism, and then emerge as the hero. However, now that the truth is out, the strategy has entirely failed.
She could have just said, hey, y'all lay off Caitlin Clark, let's embrace her. But nope, her frail-ass ego was jealous of Caitlin Clark's popularity.
Wilson's own admirers are criticizing and humiliating her instead of celebrating her. Fans who supported Wilson throughout the Nike incident are now doubting her sincerity and accuse her of spreading a false story for her own benefit. Those who formerly supported her are now turning against her after learning that she allowed them to be duped.
No one cares what skin color you are. You know what America loves? Let me break it down for you. We absolutely love one thing. You know what it is? Underdogs. We don't care about your color. We don't care if you're married, single, divorced. We don't care about anything. We love humble underdogs. We just do. Do you know what Caitlin Clark just got the contract from Nike?
Nike.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years. It's almost $30 million, something like that.
And I'm so happy for her to get the $28 million.
Name another company that just loses money, and we're like, yeah, let's keep talking about this company for the last 25 years. Candace Wiggins, she played for Stanford. She claims that she was bullied by WNBA players. She says she was bullied because she's straight. And she says that 98...
Yet rather than earning respect, Wilson has damaged her reputation since now that the truth is out, she let her own fears to control her behavior, exposing herself as a scammer.
Caitlin Clark actually reportedly inquired as to whether or not opposing teams could be paid more money due to her having the ability to sell out road games, right? Because of her star power. She is not in the game merely to boost her own persona. In the Indiana Fever, president Allison Barber revealed this request made by Clark during the season. Listen.
After a few away games and all of the sellouts, Caitlin asked the WNBA if they would pay spot bonuses to the away team players. She said, wow, we're making all this new revenue, and I would like the away team to benefit from that. Could they get a spot bonus? So that's the heart of Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's a classy, amazing person.
However, it's not just about Wilson losing credibility. It's also about Caitlin Clark winning in the end. Despite months of racism, attacks, and unrelenting hate, Clark never gave up. Instead of lashing out on social media or participating in the drama, she continued to play, break records, and demonstrate why she is the most well-known player in the WNBA. This is where Wilson actually became humbled rather than Caitlin Clark waning. Away as many of her detractors had hoped, she's now more popular than ever. Her jersey sales are still dominating, her fan base is still expanding, and she continues to draw more attention to the WNBA than any other player.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
Meanwhile, Wilson, who was once regarded as one of the league's biggest stars, is currently coping with a huge PR catastrophe that she caused. Wilson attempted to undermine Clark, but in the end, she just revealed her own weaknesses, and as a result, rather than Wilson being praised, the people are no longer buying her victim act. Wilson is the last one remaining, and Caitlin Clark is the tallest. I have felt humbled and embarrassed. Wilson believed she could play the victim, but now that the truth has come to light, she is the one being humiliated in front of the world. She allowed Caitlin Clark to take the brunt of the criticism, allowed false narratives to proliferate, and stood by in silence for months while fans and the media attacked Clark.
I think that experiencing it, I love Caitlin Clark fans, but Caitlin Clark fans is different. They like C-Square Shop Tree Gang, like different. They are very passionate people, and like they gonna ride or die. Like,
listen, Caitlin Clark is a god to her friends. She does no wrong. Do not play. Do not play with her fans.
Let's just say C-Square. I'm happy I'm on the right end of it.
We on the right end of the stick, baby. Because
I hate to be.
Listen,
because
they love us right now. But if we go right left, it's over for us.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark fans, I love you back. I promise. Please stop.
Yeah.
Like her fans, but like the one thing I would say about Caitlin Clark fans that I can't appreciate, they'll go anywhere she goes.
Oh, they gonna travel. She gonna travel. And right there. Right there with her.
Like it's super dope though, because it's like they would literally go anywhere she go, and so she's built that kind of platform. It's like, damn, that's lit.
And that's the brilliance of Lisa's game plan. She's not putting Clark on a pedestal and tossing Reese to the side. She's making space for both and everyone else, because when one player breaks through, it opens the door for others to follow. And when Reese reaches her full potential, it'll be thanks to moments like this where honesty beats ego and mentorship wins. So now the question becomes, who's following Lisa's lead? Will the other WNBA vets step up to build, mentor, and lead, or will They keep mistaking stardom for competition and mentorship for criticism. Because one thing's clear, Lisa Leslie isn't here to play favorites, she's here to build a future, one where Caitlin Clark's stardom fuels growth and her light can shine on everyone as long as they put in the work. The ball is in your court. Angel Reese, do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.